Okay, so the first thing we need to do is unwrap our potatoes from Cafe Series number 3. So I've got these baked potatoes here all wrapped up. So what I did was I already unwrapped one and put it in the bowl. So I'll show you right here what they look like. So once you take them out of the black container, open it up. It's got the foil on it. And there's our baked potato. So we're just going to scoop this out and put it into our bowl. And then we're going to mash it up. So I've already got some potatoes to mash up in here. And we're just going to be repurposing the Cafe Series number 3 baked potatoes to make our own potatoes for our corned beef and cabbage. So I'm just going to mush these up here. And then we're going to put the sour cream that came with the potatoes. And once we put the potatoes and we mush them all up, we're going to put the sour cream in there. And we're going to mix it all together. And then we're going to form the miniature potatoes. So I estimate that this will make about 9 or 10 individual mashed potatoes. Or not mashed potatoes, but baked potatoes that we want. We want like miniature versions for corned beef and cabbage. So we mushed up the potatoes. So now they're all mushed. So what we're going to do here is now get our sour cream. Oh, I put it in the refrigerator. So we're just going to go here and get to the refrigerator and find our sour cream. Here we are. So we got our sour cream out of the refrigerator. And then I'm just going to unwrap it. So I'm just going to unwrap it real quick off camera. So this is what the sour cream looks like with the potatoes. Okay, so I've got the lid off the sour cream, and I'm just going to find a spatula really fast, if I have any. I may have moved them all. Let's see. What can we use? Okay, so we're just going to use this to get some of the sour cream out. And we don't need a lot of sour cream. We just need like a glob of it. That might be even too much, so I'm going to put a little bit back. We just want to moisten the potatoes so that when we cure it, it will be all nice and it will be kind of a binder for the kinetic sand to make our miniature potatoes. So I'm going to combine this together and I will be right back and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all combined. Okay, so this is kind of consistency I was looking for. Is like it kind of balls up, but it's not too wet. So what I'm going to do now is put on blue gloves, which is the first thing you should be doing when you're using resin. And the reason I'm going to be putting blue gloves on for the camera today is because we're going to be rolling and touching the resin so that I can make these into smaller, little, tiny potatoes. And I really don't want to touch the resin because I'm worried that I'm starting to develop an allergy to the resin. So I just don't want it on me at all. So what we're going to do is wear some gloves, which is what the instructions tell you to do. But they don't really look very conducive on camera and they're hard to kind of manipulate. So I'm just going to roll. I'm going to try to get like 9 or 10. I might be able to get maybe 6 out of them. I don't know. We'll see. If you don't want to do this part, you don't use resin at all, you could just use the kinetic sand the way it is from the potato and do it that way. But they won't stay that way permanently. And you could probably use glue maybe. But since they came with resin, I figured why not use it to make the tiny potatoes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do next is just roll these into little tiny potatoes. And it's going to be kind of messy, so I'm just going to do this part off camera, and I'll show you what they look like after I roll them. Okay, so here are our potatoes. I have already poured the resin in the kinetic sand, so I poured the resin with the kinetic sand. You saw that part, and then off camera, I went ahead and cured it. So now they're hard as rocks. They're like 4 little potato rocks, all ready to go for our corned beef and cabbage. The potato itself, before you put the kinetic sand in, makes about 9. It makes about 9. So before you put the resin in, it'll make about 9 little tiny potatoes if you don't use the resin. If you use the resin, it makes you 4. So I could have made these a little bit smaller, but I feel like this was a good size for the corned beef. So if we put them together, let's see. I think it looks good. They might be a little big, but what do you guys think? Do you think the potatoes are too big, or do you think it's a good size for the corned beef? I think they're a good size. So I'll just leave it at 4 potatoes for now, and we can always make more with our second potato that I have off camera if we really want to make more. But I think that's good. So that's how you can make potatoes if you want, if you have an extra baked potato laying around from Cafe Series number 3. So that is the potatoes. So the next thing we're going to do is make the carrots. And so to make the carrots, there's not enough carrots in one of these packages. So what I went ahead and did was I had a mini mold maker make me a mold for the carrots, and I just poured white resin in with a little bit of orange pigment, and I was able to make all these baby carrots because I wanted a lot of baby carrots for this recipe. So we're just going to pour them in with the potatoes for now. So now I just need to go find some cabbage to go with our potatoes and our carrots. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually found a package of romaine salad, which I think looks very similar to cabbage. So I'm just going to take some pieces of that and place it on top to look like boiled cabbage. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top a little bit around everything. I don't think we need a lot. There we go, just enough to give it some color. You could get like a platter and spread the cabbage on the bottom and put the roast beef on top of it. So that is an option, but I think we're just going to use the bowl for now. So that's what I got. This I think came from the Caesar salad kit from series number 3, if I remember correctly. I just had an extra package laying around. I have a couple of duplicates just laying around, so there we have it. So now what we want to do is work on the corned beef. So right now it's just beef. It's just the roast beef from the Christmas series. So I'm going to find some garnishes that we can kind of roll on the outside of it to make it more corned beef like. I feel like the coloring of it is very similar to corned beef, so we may just leave that alone. You could paint it on the front with some alcohol markers to give it more of a red texture, but I don't know. I cooked corned beef kind of already looks like that red color as it is, so I think I'm just going to leave the pink part in the center alone. But I think we're going to encrust the outside of our roast beef to make it have more character, to kind of reflect, you know, the seasoning packet that we get at the end of each package of corned beef. So let me go find some seasonings and then I will be right back. So I found a variety of different things that would look good for corned beef and cabbage. So the first thing I found was this horseradish, and to me it kind of looks like salt, like a grainier version of salt. So we'll use that. Chives, just to give it a little green color maybe. I'm debating if I'm going to use this or not. Herbs has a nice dark green color to it. Herbs blend is a lighter green, kind of like reflecting of like a bay leaf. Speaking of bay leaves, I found these basils, which actually look more like bay leaves, so maybe, I don't know, that might be more of a garnish on top. These sprinkles actually came from the cupcake series, the carrot cake cupcake series. It was a spring series back in the day, like a couple years ago, and they have these little round yellow sprinkles that kind of reflect mustard seeds, like we would see in corned beef and cabbage, and then lemon pepper, which kind of will give it more of like a peppery look to it. So I'm going to combine these into a bowl, and then I'm going to go find the vinegar resin from the pickles from Cafe Series number 3, and then maybe we'll do one at the top of the roast beef and see what it looks like. So that's where we're at. Okay, so I've unwrapped our beef. Okay, so I've unwrapped our beef, and now I'm just going to cut the little string off of it so we can get our corned beef onto the plate. Okay, string off, and so this is what our corned beef looks like without the string. And now we just need to coat the corned beef with a thin coat of resin. It looks like we get 2 or 3 pieces. Looks like we get 3 pieces. No, we get 4 pieces. Nice. So we get 4 pieces of corned beef all sliced up. And now I just got to get the garnish on. So I'm kind of looking for a toothpick or something. I kind of have a brush here. This may not work. Okay, so we're just going to use a toothpick that I have, and I'm just going to put a little bit, not a lot, just a tiny bit of resin on top. Just enough for it to stick. And so I'm going to spread this all around, and then I'm going to add the decorations, or the sprinkles. The sprinkles, the accoutrement to make this look like corned beef and cabbage. So I'm just going to do a little bit on top here. Not a lot, just a very thin coat. I don't want it to look bulky when it dries, when we cure it. But I do want our decorations to stick. Okay. So now I have a bowl full of, doesn't look very appetizing, but let's see how it looks. Just kind of spreading it on the top. The pepper is kind of clumping together a little bit. I'm thinking the horseradish parts that were supposed to look like salt is a little bit big for what we were going for, but it could just look like an encrusted corned beef. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm going to play around with this, and then I will show you guys what I end up with. Okay, so there we have it. I just ended up sprinkling a bunch of it on top. I put the resin on top of the corned beef and sprinkled all of the seasonings on top of it to get it to stick. And so I'm going to cure that. So I think that's pretty, looks like I poured some form of packet over it, you know, to be in the pot. Maybe a lot, might be a little lot, but I like the way it looks. It looks like a nice encrusted corned beef. What do you guys think? So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to encrust the sides of each of these pieces, and then I'll show you how those turn out. Okay, so this is how it turned out after I cured the spice blend on top of the cured corned beef. So I think it turned out pretty well. Yeah, I know corned beef doesn't really look like that. It's like a lot of spice blend, but I really like the green and the yellow for St. Patrick's Day, so that's why I'm kind of glad that I went a little heavy on the spice blend, but it's up to you and your artistry and what you want to do with it. This is just kind of an idea to give you guys if you want to make corned beef and cabbage for your Miniverse world. So the next thing we need to do is plate it. So I actually found the roast beef platter from holiday series number 3. So we're just going to take some cabbage, I think, and layer it all over the platter as if we were to pour this out from a pot of hot boiling water. There we are. I think we're gonna need more cabbage since this is a bigger platter. So we're gonna get some more cabbage here. And then next we're going to put our potatoes after I get a little bit more. I think a little bit more cabbage would be well. That looks like enough cabbage. And then now we're going to take our potatoes that we boiled and made. These kind of bounce like marbles now. We'll place them all in one grouping, and then we'll pour our carrots on top. Yay! And then now we will take our corned beef and plate it on top. Maybe some slices right here. I don't know. There. So I think we need to move some of the cabbage out from underneath so that it lays flat. You kind of get the idea. So you get the idea of the corned beef and cabbage situation. So there we have it. So we have corned beef and cabbage, Miniverse style. What do you guys think? Do you like it? What could I have done better? Or is there anything that I could have done better? I think I did a pretty good job other than pouring some of the food on the floor. But I think that turned out really well. I really like it. I just got to think of a different way I want to plate this because it's a lot of food. I don't know. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I know this video came out a little bit after St. Patrick's Day. It's kind of hard to get these out on, you know, on the holidays. So hopefully we are still celebrating this weekend with some corned beef and cabbage. I know I will be. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite dishes I've ever eaten. It's probably my favorite dish of all time. So I'm excited to chow down on some more corned beef and cabbage this weekend. So I really like the little tiny mustard seeds that I put in there. I really like that. Okay, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of our corned beef and cabbage. And I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys have a good, wonderful day. Bye!